What's good, everybody? It's Tyler here with Higher Ties Digital, episode 2. We calling this one "Tricked Out Your Socks." I got my brother here. Let him introduce himself real quick.
Yeah, Chris Cunningham from Live You Den from the Live,
Live
whatever.
from the den. Introduce yourself. Tell him. Talk to him real quick.
Yeah, so I'm Tyler's brother, his older brother. Yeah, how I got into this space of cryptocurrency. He was in going to Japan. No, matter of fact, it was around my birthday time. He told me to look up Doge. That's how I got it in. He told me to look up Doge, and I got in. Then my mother called, like he told me to go buy Doge, and then I had bought Doge, and I bought a significantly a large amount of coins, and I messed up because I didn't know how this crypto nonsense worked. I'm from traditional era of stocks, so I know how a stock market works and how it goes down and how to do all of that. But as far as cryptocurrency, I didn't know. So I kind of phased out after I lost, that when it went to 70 cents, I was depressed. I was depressed because I would have been up significantly. But that was the test. That was the test. And I was like, you know what? It wasn't my time yet. So I feel like this time is my time. Um, the way how it's going right now, I just feel like this is the perfect time. If you're a super new investor, learn, definitely do your homework. Jump in, right? So if you're jumping, even if you work a 9 to 5, I would just jump in and just this everything is cheap now.
Especially if you
Everything is
work a 9 to 5, you should jump in.
yeah. I feel like we're gonna touch on that subject in a minute. I got something lined up for people who work 9 to 5.
Facts. He gonna
But
have the
but
lineup for today.
yeah, so as far as my background, I'm a salesman. I'm outdoor sales, and I believe in traditional marriages. I believe in you get rich by investing, right? You don't get rich by wearing your wealth in your clothes. Do we all have name brand clothes? Of course we do, but I don't believe in you know what I mean. Like I don't believe in that's it because the people who wear the most wealth on your clothes, you're probably the brokest. So, um, unless you have companies and investments and you can afford that type of lifestyle, then kudos to you. But everyday person, I don't suggest that. An everyday person, I wear sweats, and it doesn't matter what kind of sweats I put on. I wear sweats, and it doesn't matter if I'm the richest or the brokest. I rather invest my net, my portfolio discount. I mean, my portfolio account will probably hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
You
So
know what I mean?
for the intro, yeah, everything he's saying is facts. And just want to start off saying this is not financial advice. These are just our opinions and how we feel. And if you feel how we feel or you feel how you feel, that's on you. But like I said again, this is not financial advice. I'm not the richest nor near that. He's not
Yeah,
either. So we just talking. But
we just talking.
I just want to give a quick market update. So today is February 26th. Crypto is still down. Stocks is they're doing all right today. But crypto is still in this phase. So I just want to name down a couple discounts right now. We got Sui at 291. Artificial super intelligence FET is at 64 cents. Oh my gosh. We got Aerodrome at 63 cents. Say is at 27. Solana's at 135. Oh my, I just see beautiful dips and opportunities right now. What would you say? Because this is like a feast right now, like a buffet. Is it me?
I'm a Solana bull, right? So I like Solana, and I will buy the shit out of Solana and keep buying Solana. Every time it dip lower, you just keep buying Solana. I love Render. I love Render. Um,
What's Render at right now? It's like $3, right?
Render right now is at 378. This is a perfect. It's super oversold. Super oversold,
I'm about to
right?
sell everything. It don't matter. I
Yeah.
need something.
Like if you like Bitcoin, I will definitely buy Bitcoin at these prices. I'll keep DCing Bitcoin at these prices. I will DC everything at these prices. Stock market too is at a super low. Listen, they're cheap for a reason, right? So I think yesterday you covered that Citadel was coming to the space.
Yeah.
Now, if you know the background of Citadel, you know what happened with GameStop, right? So Robinhood reached out to Citadel to help them with liquidity. Now, my opinion is mixed views, and the reason why it's mixed is
Definitely.
because of the history, what happened with GameStop, Robinhood, and Citadel. So Citadel kind of, told GameStop to pause your trading because they had no liquidity. Like there was no money. So they went to in front of the government, talk they talk, and that
because
was it
hedge
from there.
funds they don't hedge funds want to see companies fail, right? Like they make
Yeah,
a lot of money when those companies fail. So it's kind of like what he's saying is true. It's mixed reviews. It's good, but it's bad. Like because
yeah.
can they bet on crypto to fail? Like how would we don't know how that would work out. Hopefully I didn't give him an idea, but
This is the first time
right.
in history that institutions are in crypto space, right?
Exactly.
You got some people on the right side saying they're all the way bulls. You got quite a few people out there that love crypto, that love Bitcoin. They're like, oh, I see Bitcoin going to 13 million. I see,
Yeah.
everybody keeps buying Bitcoin. Everybody keeps buying Bitcoin. Then when you see somebody like Citadel come in, it's like, okay, what's the game? What's the gameplay here? Like, are we in it because of liquidity issues? Like, are we having liquidity problems with some companies, or
Maybe.
what's happening? Because they're going to be a liquidity provider. So if they're going to
Yeah.
be a liquidity provider, if let's say Coinbase reach out to them for liquidity, are they gonna stop my trades? Like, are they gonna stop me from pulling out? Like, I don't like this
Right.
is the
Yeah.
part that
It could get
I
a
don't know what's
little.
going on.
Yeah, that's a fact. They
You know
since
what I
they're
mean?
liquidity provider, 64 billion. That they could have a little more control over what's
Yeah, they
going
got
on.
they got a big say now. Like they're on the board of trustees now. Like, oh, it stops here, and this is what it is. So by them coming in, and then by the whole Bybit scam,
Yeah.
they coming at a perfect time, and then Ken Griffin and Citadel, they want cheaper, they want super low prices. So listen, if they want super low prices, you want super low prices. So it all works out for the best, and it all works out of don't be scared of the market. When you see red, it should be green in your eyes, because guess what? If you go to the store and you want something on a discount, everybody wants a discount no matter what it is. Everybody wants a discount, no matter if it's the $1,000 product. Like, yo, it's on discount for eight
Five.
hundred bucks. That's
Yeah.
a deal. Like, yeah. So if that's on the if whatever item in the store is on discount for 800 bucks, stocks and crypto should be a
And
no brainer to you.
and that's what I was saying yesterday in the video. I'm like, we buy things on discounts that don't bring no value, that lose value. So imagine you
Right.
buy something on a discount that could make you more money, bring
Yeah.
more value into that's crazy. Like
Yeah. It's
that's
crazy.
crazy. It doesn't honestly when first starting like just investing, just seeing how everything works and just getting, seasoned in it, you realize how this is really like it's life-changing opportunities. Just not even the money aspect, but the fact that you can change, you have the will and the power to change your situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have
100%.
without, yeah, you're working hard because you got to do research, but this is like it's like a work smarter, not harder kind of thing. You could let's get into that the 9 to 5 thing you wanted to bring up real quick. It don't matter which order. We could go in all different orders since we leading
Yeah.
into this topic. What did you want to talk about in that end?
So all
Because
right.
let me real quick because I'm a person. I come a lot of 9 to 5s. Like you could ask me, like before I got into my lane of like being a creative and investing and working with companies and doing stuff like before even getting there, I had to sweep the floor. I worked at Wendy's, I worked at McDonald's, Applebee's, host. I worked at Amazon. I did a lot of jobs, but one thing I realized after a while is to be smart with the money that you're making at the job. You know what I mean? It
yeah.
don't matter where you was at because at the end of the day, I always had a job. So I am one person. If you have a 9 to 5, you do, you don't. You have
Yeah.
to know how to utilize it. So that's just my take on it. But go
It
ahead.
doesn't matter what kind of position you have on a 9 to 5. Everybody's gonna get the same amount of money coming back. Like, so if your 9 to 5 get you $700 a week, you know what I mean? That's what times it by four. You're looking at $2,800 a month, right? So regardless if you're living in your apartment or wherever you live, it doesn't matter where you live. If you're making $2,800 a month, depending on if you gotta pay rent, if you're living with your parents. If you live with your parents, I'm pretty sure that maybe you are, maybe you're not. But if you're not paying, let's look at it on the side that you're not paying rent and you're only paying your car note. Your car note is not $2,800 a month. I'm sorry. If it is, you're a dumbass. You know what I mean? Like if it is, you're a dumbass.
Honestly.
Like, but if you are making $2,800 a month, or if you are making 5,000 a month, or whatever, you should be spending at least at least 1,000 a month on stocks and crypto. At
Yeah.
least,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that's your pay to yourself. You know, it's only 12,000 a year if you did that for yourself. You know what I mean? It's only 12,000 a year,
What they
and
always
you
say, pay yourself first.
yeah, you pay yourself first, and then you do whatever with the bills. So what if you're not eating? It's all right. Like
Yo, they
I
don't understand it. They want the STK every night, bro. Sometimes you don't have to not eat out, and it's okay because you got to look long term. Okay,
yeah,
right now I'm not eating out, but this money is making more money, so eventually I'm gonna be able to eat out.
yeah, exactly. Like if you live with your girlfriend, if you live with your mother, your parents, or whatever, tell them to cook for like 6 months. You know what I mean? Because listen, at the end of the day, especially right now, if you're buying at these levels, and especially right now, since the market is trending sideways, you should be loading up. Trending sideways is that's where the most liquidity happens. If people don't know, so when you trade sideways, that's money coming in, money coming out, money coming in, money coming out, until you explode to the north, right? So as soon as you explode for the top, that's when you should hold, and then you should start pulling money as you start climbing and climbing and climbing. But if you're trading sideways, just keep loading. Like load your best coins, load your best stocks, just load up, keep doing homework, and read business books and put you in a business mindset. So you should always, you know, taking your money out of your paycheck, pay yourself first, put it in the brokerage account, right? So keep putting in your brokerage account and stuff like that. And if you're just starting out, let's say 20 years old and you're still in college, I mean, go get a job. Like you get a
Simple.
job.
Go get a job, bro. Just
Yeah,
go get
go
a
get a
job.
job. I'm tired of seeing these. I'm tired of seeing these. These grown people, grown men, grown women, who are just incapable of working. No, you're capable of working. You have a car, right? Go drive Uber. Go drive
I used
Uber
to do it a
Eats.
lot. I wish I was still,
Yeah,
Uber, bro, please fix my account because y'all really what y'all play. Please fix my account because that's good money.
yeah. Like people, people who like, oh, I'm on, the government assistance. All right, but you got a car. Put your kids in the car. Go drive around with the Uber, and go do that. Like my boy, he works where I work, and he does Uber Eats on the side, and he cashes out that day. You know what I mean? Like it's that simple. You cash out that day. So if you have a regular 9 to 5 and you don't want to, use your check, do that. Like those are for people who really trying to get into the market, right? If you're really trying to get into the market, that's the best way to go do it. If you're making, if you don't know where to start, I would download Webull. Webull is more because you get more of the analytics. Um, I'm not a Robinhood fan. I'm not after the whole GameStop. Like when I had Robinhood, the
I
whole
am.
GameStop saga. I'm not. I wasn't jacking it. I switched over to Webull. I do have a Fidelity account, so I do have that, the traditional ones, and I have Coinbase. And sync your bank account to that, and just deposit. Like especially with crypto, like you don't need that much money in crypto. You can just keep loading. You know what I mean? Like $100 on Solana, like that's all you got to do is put $100 a week in Solana, and then you'll be up.
And a
You know,
lot of
you could do
nah, my fault.
you could do like $100 in Sui, and still be up, or whatever. Like just keep loading, bro. Nothing's happening right now. Nothing is happening right now. The boring stages.
Yeah, and a lot of people they like you tell them a price to an asset and they like, oh, it's that much. I have to put. You don't have to. If a stock when Nvidia was at 500, you don't have to put 500 in. You can start with $50 a week. Give yourself like a budget.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna invest $70 a week, and it'll
yeah,
eventually add up. It's giving you fractions of a coin or fractions of a share, whatever you're investing in, and it's gonna eventually add up to give you whole. Or maybe if you're feeling spontaneous and you paid all the bills at the beginning of the month, so at the end of the month you got money, then throw 2,000. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
But it's a process. I feel like too many people they're on some. They feel like they're stuck
You
at
need
the nine.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you need thousands of dollars to start investing in, and you're stuck at the 9 to 5. Like, but I've been there before. I felt stuck at the 9 to 5 for sure. Like, I for sure felt stuck at the 9 to 5, and
Yeah, it's I
It's
think that
mentally, it's a mental thing. It's a mental
I
thing.
think that people read a lot of posts, people read a lot of stuff on what's going on as far as like, oh, I spent X amount of dollars on this, I spent X amount of dollars on that, so they feel like that's what they need. But you got people that have been in the game for years, right? So if this is your first cycle, you got people that have been in the game for maybe 2 cycles already. So they
Yeah.
have crazy amounts of liquid in their portfolio where they can like, yo, I just spent 20,000 on this coin. And that's what people think. I need 20,000. So they get tricked out of these stocks to where it's like, oh, I need to get this job and this job here is not paying me and I can't do this
I
or
just can't. Like,
yeah,
nah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Like
100%. It's like it is kind of a form of tricking out of your socks because they think like, oh, I can't. But you really can. You have to look at the market as, like you said, like it's a discount. Look at that as the new luxury. You know what I mean? Making your money make more money at the end of the day. But like I said, I've been there before. I know how it feels. I still have jobs, of course, too, but my form of work is different than just everyday 9 to 5. And but
right, right.
I understand what it comes from. Like I understand it's a mental thing. It's like it could be your last couple dollars, you know what I mean? But then it's like discipline. Nobody built anybody's account who went to 20K unless they was granted to 20K, they had to work and build to that 20K. You know what I mean? Like we talk
Yeah.
about this all the time. Like we talk about when we first started in crypto and how, because honestly, like the past year and a half, I really been realizing that me and you, we starting to understand it more, like or really understand it and have conviction, grow the conviction. And we talk about it all the time. Like our portfolios didn't start at 15, 20. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it took
yeah.
a
I
minute.
mean,
Like it took homework.
before we started, like you said and like I said, I started with Doge. So when I seen 10,000 in Doge, I cashed out and I transferred it over to, was it Robinhood? I think it was Robinhood. Right? It might have been Robinhood or I had it in Coinbase. Yeah, I think it was Robinhood because Robinhood had it. And I lost it because I thought that I was a trader and I was working at the time and the way how my work was set up, I was able to be on my phone at the same time and work. And I would miss out, I would bet big on certain plays, like especially the Mag 7. So if anybody know about Shopify or anybody know about Amazon, you know that those the spread was big, and if they pump 50 cents to the north, you made significant amount of money. If they pump $1 south, then you lost a lot of money. And I mean that's where it went. It went down there. So listen, you gotta get how you gotta get it. If you one of those that's like, oh, I got a Susu account on my job, yo, use that money and go invest because that's a lot of money depending on how much you guys are putting in a week. So you can do that, but it's you gotta live and learn. I started with an account with $250, and that's all I had in my Robinhood. I mean that's all I had in my Coinbase, and now I'm up stupid just by DCAing. I DCA'd, what are we in 2025? I DCA'd what for a year and a half straight
Like
and still
crazy.
doing it. Yeah, a year and a half straight, and just gotta get disciplined with it, right? So listen, sometimes you gotta eat last.
Nah,
I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta eat last.
sorry.
You know what
Like
I mean?
they think it sounds crazy, but it's like
Yeah,
I think sometimes us as people, we think too deep into it. We like
yeah,
God willing you don't, but bro, you're not gonna die if you don't eat
yeah. You're not gonna die. Like I
a
would, I would,
5-star meal one night. It's okay. Like it's all right. It's okay.
as long as you got your bills paid or whatever like that, and listen, don't go out to the club. Don't go on a shopping spree. If you're one of those persons where you spend $1,000 on vacation and you want to invest, I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah, like
sorry. You can always go on vacation. Listen, what's the what is it if you go on vacation now? What type of experience are you having right now?
shoot.
Right? What type of experience are you having right now in a 9 to 5? What type of experience will you have if you make 100 grand in a crypto play. Now let's talk levels of vacation.
Now
You know
let's
what I mean?
talk levels,
Like
now let's talk
yeah.
levels of
Now
vacation.
let's talk
Now, I
levels on
feel like
vacation.
it's like we be rushing so much because
Yeah,
trust me, I'm a victim. I done told some chicks here we going on vacation. I said, nah,
yeah.
I can't.
You know what I mean?
Because
Like
it's
I've
like
been on
we
vacation in my
rushing for
20s.
what? Like
I've been on vacation in my 20s, bro, and I didn't have like a great time because it's like the ideal number that I wanted to have a vacation was like 10 grand.
you
And
still
I
gotta
spent
right.
yeah, like
You still in your pocket making sure
I can go out to eat.
she think you good, so you gotta hold it calm and collective,
Yeah.
like
And I'm in
you're
my
not really
20s
got
too.
it. You know you
I'm in
ain't
my
got it like that.
20s and I'm like, damn, I only got $200 in my account
Exactly.
and we on vacation. We can't do that one. We can't go to this restaurant now. Like
Like
you don't want to be like that. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to do that. You don't want to be like that. It's like sacrifice now. So my advice to all 20-year-olds that are just coming out of college, like that's a scam. I wouldn't do that. Like people who are just coming
I
out of
gotta
high
agree.
school.
So it's we can speak on that after. We speak on that
Yeah,
after.
yeah, we could definitely do that. Like it's from 20 to like 28 is when you should really be locking in. Because if you don't lock in, like for example yourself, you're locking in, bro. Like you know what I mean? Like I wish I had the mindset at 20 years old to really be dedicated and disciplined like how you are. Like I didn't have that type of mobility. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have that ability to I knew what I wanted, but I didn't have that discipline of locking in. So when I see you, like I commend you, I take my hat off for that.
I appreciate
But
you.
it's because I know
You too.
10 years from now, you're gonna be great. You're gonna be in a great position. You know what I mean? I'm older and I'm gonna be in a great position 10 years from now, but I would have been in a better position because of if I didn't play around too much. You know what I mean? So it's when you play too much in your 20s, you miss a lot of opportunities, you miss a lot of
Say
plays.
that again.
And
Say that again.
yeah, when you play around in your 20s, man, you miss a lot of plays, you miss a lot of opportunities. The best opportunity I missed was when my boy he bought his first house and he turned it into a rental. Rather than me, I had a motorcycle at the time. Rather than me selling it and going on vacation with that money, I should have sold it and gave him the money to put down to be a part of that real estate house that that he bought. You know what I mean? Then because when he sold it, I could have got my proceeds from that, but I didn't. I was in my way. You know what they say,
Yeah.
you versus you, right? So I was in my way. So
Yeah, and I commend you just for making that switch because I've seen it firsthand, just making that switch and turning everything
yeah,
around and really getting locked in. Like that's different. I feel like that's that's the most important. The people who are able to make that switch, who've been there and make that turn around. Because I feel like anybody who's got into a position, and we're not speaking on rich or money right now. We're speaking on mindset. Any person who's got into a position of where they're in a mindset of where they want what they want and they're gonna achieve and try to be the best version of themselves, they had to see bad days. They had to see the worst version. So I commend
yeah, you
anybody who
gotta
could
see
just
that.
make that switch and turn around and just really get to it. But I agree. And now the college thing, I'm a person, I got my bachelor's degree from SUNY Fredonia, New York, upstate. I got my bachelor's degree. And I'm not gonna say it doesn't help, but I'm not gonna say it does help because I had to kick my way through the door to get to certain opportunities for myself, like I didn't end up at defining at Global Alts because of college, you know what I mean? Like meeting all these market makers. I didn't end up in certain rooms because of college, but I feel like college does give you good social experience and it trains you and teaches you how to like move with people, how to understand certain things because I was able to build certain things in college and create, my brands and what I'm trying to do and visions and ideas. I was able to do that, learn skills in college. So I guess it's the way you utilize it. But in terms of, I do agree with what you're saying though, because in fact, it is a scam when you're still in debt. You get out, you're still in debt, and you're not having a job that you went to college for, and it's just like, oh, you feel like you got tricked out your socks, basically.
What you get your degree in?
I
Tell
got
everybody what you got your degree in.
my degree in journalism. So
Okay, so what are we doing right now?
communication journalism. I mean, I'm in a lot of media fields. And what are we doing right now? We are low key doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
So
it's
so
all
so your
relative.
degree of what you got it in, you study for that. So that's how you're able to communicate. That's how you're able to get into the rooms that you get in. That's how you're able to to
Yep.
be able to talk your talk and to be able to share your journey and what you got it in. So you didn't waste thousands of dollars for no reason. You got people that go to college and for liberal arts, bro. Liberal
Yeah,
arts.
that's
You
yeah,
feel high school to go to college for liberal arts?
yeah,
Like you wasting 60, 70,000 a year for liberal arts?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I mean,
so
the parties
so
to be lit though. Some people need to just get out their hometown. And yes, I'm not saying it's worth. It ain't worth it if you spending 60 bands because, like we always say, that 60 could go into some crypto, some stocks, but you just got to know that information. But what I will say is, some people, they've been coddled up by their family, or they don't have those experiences. So college was their way out. So that's why I say for me it's 50-50. But I do agree with what you're saying for sure.
yeah, I mean, I wasted. I wasted. I'm not saying that the dream that I took wasn't worth it, but I went to college and dropped out twice. You
Mm.
know what I mean? And the second one I went to was what to go hang out and go party. And by those 2 years, I missed out on X amount of dollars. You know what I mean? I missed out on learning about Bitcoin. Did I hear about it? Yeah, but did I learn about it? No. But I missed out on experiencing, okay, if I would have put my money in here, maybe it would have been a different life. Or if I would have put my money in here, maybe it would have been, or if I learned how to do certain things, or if I would have stuck to my plan rather than, you know, going off course. Like you can follow the crowd and still go off course. You know what I mean? People don't realize that. Like there's a fork in the road, and there's a fork in the road for a reason. You got a fork in the road that everybody goes, everybody follows, and you got other forks that's like, yo, I'm gonna go do my own thing. I'm gonna be successful over here. But then you got another fork in the road that where everybody goes, and you become a crash out. And I think a lot of people follow everybody where they go, and then they also get into the other lane that you're not supposed to. And that lane is like, no, that's the dead end lane that nobody goes to. And everybody gets stuck on the dead end lane. That's why there's a lot of traffic on the way coming back up to going where everybody else is going. Because there's a hidden fork in the road with everybody going that nobody realized that is there. You know what I mean? So that's why you get like communities messing up and communities, fighting each other because you got one mindset that is shifted this way, and then you got a total different mindset. It's like, yo, we're gonna go do this. I gotta go hang out over here. So it's like maybe like 20 people that goes on the road to like be financially wealthy and to start their own journey and to be, to be in a different arena than everybody else. And then you got that hidden road where everybody's going, bro. Nobody knows about that hidden road. And
Yeah.
I went down that hidden road, and that hidden road is dark. And I had to come out. That's what takes you so long to get to the other side of the highway to where nobody wants to go.
Nah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like that's factual, bro. Like that's real
Nah, that's
facts.
true. There is hidden roads, and I've been down hidden roads. We all been down hidden roads, but it's just like you gotta find your way through the loss. It's just
Yeah.
about mindset at the end of the day, and that'll help you learn about these certain things like crypto stuff like that. So because of that, how do you feel like people need to pivot? And now in terms of like a lot of people have been laid off and they haven't been able to get a job, bro. Like they haven't been able to get a job or get a network. I feel like network is everything. Your network is your network, but they haven't
Yeah.
been able to get a job. There's people, they apply to jobs, like they do 2 applications, and then once they get declined, they quit. Like they're like, oh, I'm not applying no more, which we all been through. But I know I'd rather get turned down 100 times, because that 105th, somebody gonna say something. So it's
Yeah,
like, what do
100%.
you how can people pivot right now through like this layoff season? Like, what is the way? Yeah, how would people pivot? Honestly,
I mean, the world is changing like so fast, right? So now you have AI, you have coding, you got machine learning, you got all types of things, and I would try to pick up a skill, like try to like pivot into that. Like if you're a doctor and you got laid off, stick to a doctor. If you're a lawyer that got laid off, you can open up your own practice, right? So yeah. So if you was a federal lawyer and you got laid off, you can open up your own practice,
so you feel
like
like people are
literally.
quitting just too early once they get that down that road? Like they just quitting
Yeah.
too early.
You got people that's quitting. You got people that like I seen a video the other day and Shorty was crying. It's like, oh, I work hard, I do all of this, and I know how to do pivot tables. So you know how to do Excel?
Mm.
Like my daughter could do Excel, bro. Like, what you mean? Anybody could do Excel. You know what I mean? Like pivot tables is Excel, but that's not the only craft that you can do. You can learn how to do other things. You know what I mean? Like you can work your regular job or there's people that's making buku money off of YouTube. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's everybody's lane. Not everybody can do that,
It's
but
not
you gotta
that's
learn to.
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to like pivot your skills and do what you're good at. And I would take on a low key skill, you know, at nighttime. I wouldn't make it my full time job, but I would just learn 2 hours a day on something else. Like I would learn 2 hours a day on coding. Like I would learn 2 hours a day on how to be, UX UI programmer or stuff like that. There's jobs that that jobs do need. And just because you got laid off from that arena, that doesn't mean that another job can't do it because everybody's built up on, oh, I got laid off from Facebook, I got laid off from Google, I got laid off from Apple or whatever the case may be. But what about the other jobs that's lower tier that will still pay you X amount of dollars?
You
You
gotta
know, they
realize it's a mindset though, because I know a lot of people in corporate, like friends,
yeah,
all that. But telling you, bro, when you lose that, it's like imagine being brought to the highest and then something just tricking you out your socks and just kicking the legs down and you just go all the way. That's how it feels for a lot of people working in corporate because you get the benefits, you get
100%.
that 200
Yeah.
a year salary, you this, you that. It's a different feeling. Like I know a lot of people from music, media, film, who had
100%.
that highest job and lost it, but it's hard to adjust and to pivot. Is because you were given that golden ticket at one point in your life, you know?
Yeah, but this is where people missed out, and this is where it comes to know your worth is know your worth. So if you like you said, people did get kicked out. Now, if you know that you are the best, I will sharpen up. I will go find another job that is required of that, and see even if they don't pay as much as what you was getting, maybe 250,000 that you was getting a year. All right, if they paying you 75 to 100, get equity.
Yeah.
You can take that and like, yo, you know what? Pay me 80 and I want equity in your company.
You gotta be
Yo,
bold enough to talk that talk though.
you know what I mean? Like
You
like
gotta
like
you gotta be bold to
equity
talk
is
that talk
crazy.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Equity is crazy. And I want equity in the company. I want, give me this. You know what? Listen, if I was making 200,000, maybe my wife, if she wants to, go get a job now, right? Or I might go get a second job. But guess what? I'm making 80, and then now I got equity in this company. Now I'm leveraging myself because now I'm more important now, and I get to do this, and I have equity. And now if you do decide to sell a company, now I get the proceeds because I got equity in the company. Or I will do like give me equity. I'll do what you got to do for 1 year, base my performance off for 1 year, and just renegotiate my terms again.
Yeah.
Like,
I
why
mean, he
nobody
just
want
gave
to?
y'all a quick blueprint, so he
Yeah, why nobody
he
want to
gave
do
y'all
that?
a group a quick blueprint real quick. If y'all,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yo,
smart.
get in a position for 1 year, work your ass off that whole year, show them what you're worth, show them your value, get equity in the company. Now renegotiate your terms when that year comes up again, and then see what happens. You know what I mean? I bet you be a way better position than what you was when you was working that $250,000 job. Because now you're not lazy no more. Now you got to go to work. But everybody got relaxed on, working remotely from Turks and Caicos. Like that's crazy.
It's steps to work remotely from Turks and Caicos. Like you better work in the gutter for. Can you work in a gutter for 6 months before you believe that you
Yeah,
deserve to work in Turks and Caicos? But that's why it's social media, bro. Social media, I feel like that has been an impact on the job market too. Just even in LinkedIn, like I'm on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is lit. You feel me? Well, mine is, and some people's are.
yeah, mine is too. Yeah, I get crazy alerts. I'm like, yo, y'all not working? Like, what y'all doing?
Right,
Like
but it's
it's
like
Facebook all over again.
even Gary V, shout out Gary V. He even said like LinkedIn has just become a place. It's just like so many people. You're just too focused on LinkedIn, but not putting in the work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
it's another form of
like
Facebook
the
now.
tools, we got to use the social media as tools. They're all tools. But at the end of the day, we can't get distracted where it's like, okay, you see your peer got the top job. Now you down on yourself because you don't.
Right. You know what I mean? You gotta listen. As far as what's going on right now, yeah, listen, we're downsizing, we're constricting, and it'll work out better for everybody. You know what I mean? Like it'll work out better for everybody, and it will help out. You know what I mean? It just you just got to understand how the market works. You got to get out your feelings, get out the fact that you lost something. If you're gonna cry for a day, maybe a day and a half, whatever the case may be, and just go out there and go and better yourself. You know what I mean? Like, do not go on vacation after you got laid off. I wouldn't. That's wasting money. Like, I would save every single dollar that you want. Yo, there's people out there. Yo, there's
How
people
they
out
do
there.
that?
Yeah, there's
Yo,
people out on social
shout out
media.
Q. Shout out Q. He said he know people that go on vacation and then call you asking like, "Yo, can I hold something?" But you on vacation.
Yeah, you on vacation. Like, you just got laid off, and you talking about, oh, I'm about to go on vacation. I'm still gonna go on vacation. Like, you're wasting money. Regardless if you already made that trip prior to you getting laid off, I would be like, cancel, cancel. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Cancel. You gotta be in the trenches now.
What do you?
I
You
mean,
don't deserve a gold medal for losing. Like,
nah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it at all.
all right. So another thing. So I've been seeing a lot of people saying like sports isn't the wave. Not in the sense, of course, people are gonna continue to be fans of sports. I was an avid basketball player growing up. That was my dream. I wanted to go to the NBA. I thought that was everything.
Got a
So
football player.
that you feel me? So basketball was like, and a football player too.
You
So
better football player.
way better
My
football.
opinion.
Now,
My opinion. My opinion.
now, 100%. I think I was too, but the hits, it was too much for me. All that hitting and
Yeah.
it just got too much. So, but definitely, I played football and basketball, and I was heavy into it. I was grinding. I wanted to make something out of it. Finally, went to school for ball, and then got cut, and then realized, okay, it's not everything. It's had to figure out my whole new reality. But honestly, I think like sports is fire. If you in the NBA already and stuff, I respect you. You in the NBA, you won. But after a certain age, if you haven't went to certain leagues, do you still think that's the wave to just keep chasing that?
No, no. It's not. Like, I'm a parent. You know what I mean? Like, I trust me, I love sports. I grew up around sports. You know what I mean? Like one of my favorite sports is baseball, right? So I play sports, and I
Nice at track. He was nice at track.
yeah, yeah, nice to check. But now that I have kids, I rather set them up for a future endeavor. Like, will they play sports? Yeah, they'll play sports, but I'm not gonna be like, yo, we gotta go do this, we gotta go do that. That's not saying I will not help them train or help them be great at it. But
Right.
if the sports don't work out, whether if it's soccer or whether if it's track, whether if it's whatever that my kids are playing, if that doesn't work out, you still have another skill.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because you
You
could
still
get
have
hurt.
another skill. Yeah, you can get hurt, and then you might not be able to play a sport again. You know what I mean? So, but at least you have a skill. And you know, I just helped my son get into an accounting class for high school, and in the stock market class for high school on business in the business class. So it's a skill. So is he nice at track? Of course. I want him to succeed in track. But if it doesn't work out for him, at least he can know the business side of it on how it works. Or at least he can know some business on how it works, because now he's in a a better position on how to market himself. You know what I mean? Like, he can market
Right.
himself. If he knows business out of high school, he can market himself on NIL deals.
Right.
You know what I
100%.
mean? Yeah.
But
So
now, even if he is killing and he's a star, when he's a star, he could still know that side of the business, so he can really
yeah,
get all the value of it and have something after. I agree.
100%. Like you might be a star, but like, you know what? I'm better off at managing people to get them bigger deals because I got a bigger deal for myself. You never know what that type of feeling feels like until you close a deal. Like, yo, I can do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, I can do this. I can help somebody else do this. Like, and bring somebody along. You know what I mean? And able to get somebody else. So he can. It's all on the parenting, and parents gotta be involved in their kids' schooling. It's not just the teachers, bro. Like, I'm sorry, it's not just teachers. It's not just school. Is not a daycare. You know what I mean? Like, school is a two-way street, right? The teacher does her job by teaching. The parents do their job by making the kids do the work and to coach them and to make sure that they get good grades and get up into different programs to where if they are able to go to college on a sports scholarship, at least they know in college, like, listen, if this doesn't work out, I still have this. And you know what I mean? Like, what happened if you didn't get a journalism degree? You know what I mean? Like, what happened if you didn't get a journalism degree? You would have been stuck. You know what I mean? So it's like it's certain things people just got to have as far as skills. You know what I mean? Like it just got to happen. And I don't think
Yeah,
parents out here today, I don't think parents of today that they're that invested in their kids' schooling as much as they invested in their kids' sports.
yeah,
Like you
and
rather pay top dollar for a football team. I mean, for a football team, and for
then
your
to
kid to
set
have a
up a
skill.
right where you could set the
Yeah,
top dollar of a brokerage account and then they could still
yeah.
play. They could
Like
still play, but when they graduate, if they because at a lot of times it's like I know a lot of kids because I know dudes who went to the NBA. I played against dudes who went to the NBA. Who I got friends who go to the NFL or they enter the draft and this and that, and just talking to them, it's like, yo, in their mind, they just felt like they had to be forced to play after a while, because it's just so much a part of their identity. Sports was so much a part of their identity. They would let people down by quitting, like in their mind, they
yeah,
think I'm letting somebody down by not playing the sport no more because everybody else sees me as this star. So I have to continue to stay this star. But it's like you can still play. And then if you get to that point, at least you have something set up for after, you know what I mean?
100%. You know what I mean? Like 100%. And and then that's where I feel like the trauma comes in. That's why I feel like the trauma comes in, that hidden trauma that nobody feels about. And then that's when people get, they start blaming their parents, talking about, oh, well, if you did this, if you did that, and if you was too busy focusing me on basketball, you was too busy focusing me playing baseball or football, and then I should have learned this, or I want to become a doctor, but you didn't care about you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. And
it's
it's embedded. It's embedded. So like
yeah,
it's just embedded. So it's one of those things like, I think sports is still, of course, we love watching the Super Bowl. We love watching the NBA, the playoffs, watch our sports, this and that. But I do agree with after a certain age, if like if that's all you see right now with sports and you see and it's okay, that just might be the end of the chapter for that in your journey. It don't mean that you might be able to become a top coach or something like that. You know what I mean?
right. You know what I mean?
Or
Like
what if
it's just
you working in the NFL? Like I told something to Q the other day because we got some big things on the way with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not gonna say too much yet. But he was nice at football. Like growing up, he was nice. He had offers and everything like that. But obviously his life, well, whatever. And I told him the other day, I'm like, yo, don't you realize the blessing here? You used to want to go to the NFL. Yeah, you may not be in the NFL or whatever, but now you're still with the NFL event. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's
it comes full circle.
it comes full circle. Everything still comes full circle. So sports is the wave, but at the same time, you got to realize when the tide is just withering and you need to jump on a different surfboard or something, jump on a different wave, or just add
Yeah,
something to it because you
yeah.
don't want
I
to be
mean,
the
listen,
person who's 40 going to
yo,
D-League tryouts. Like, come on, bro.
put your kid in STEM classes in the same process of going to sports. Like put them
Yeah,
in STEM classes while they're doing, while they're doing sports. It just it'll help them be a better person when they get out of college,
right.
because not everybody makes it to the league. Only the 1% gets a scholarship, and the 1% of the 1% goes to the league.
It's like 500 players in the NBA, I think, or something. If I'm not
Something
mistaken.
like that, or NFL, or whatever. But like the 1% of the 1%
Yeah.
goes to the NBA, and then that 1% is the one that is like the first round draft picks, right? That like
Yeah.
they in the first round, and
I
then
think
and
you
then
should be proud of yourself, like, because a lot of people they're harder than themselves, they don't go pro. Be proud that you play college ball. You know how many? It's a small percentage who play college sports. You know what I mean? Let alone
yeah,
if you went D1 and you play college sports, you was in the top. You should still be like proud of yourself for your journey. Like, okay, yeah, I didn't make it to the NBA. Don't kill yourself about it, bro. You still went D1. I get it. We all want to be go to the NBA, the NFL, but sometimes that just may not be the path. But if you still was able to play D1 at the highest level and exceed, that's you should get a pat on your back for that. In my opinion, I think that's still good.
yeah,
That's still good.
because you have some competition in you. You know what I mean? Like you was competitive to the point that you can do it. Now, outside of graduating, if you don't go to the league or whatever, and you become, you know, some type of business person, like for example, the Gronkowskis.
Yeah.
He said that I don't know if the story is correct, but he said that if he didn't go to the NFL, he was going to do his brothers were doing. They're in finance.
Mm.
All those guys in finance. He's, he just happened to make it to the league, but his brothers, his father, all of them are in business finance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like that's not something that they teach. That's the difference between different cultures, and I don't know why like us as the black culture, we make that our job. You know what I mean? Like we make it our job. Like
Sports and
you gotta go to
entertainment. I
the
mean, I'm in
NFL. You gotta go
entertainment,
to,
so I can't. But
you
yeah,
know
I
what I mean?
agree.
Like
I agree. I still agree.
we make it our job. Like it's in a white family, not it's finance, it's whatever, it's this and that, and it's a support system. Same thing with the Chinese and Indians. Is you go from the highest and you come down, but long as you don't go below, like I think like a quarter or something like that, and not even quarters is lit, but that's the threshold.
It's
You know
like
what I
the
mean? Like
standards, certain standards, certain
yeah,
standards. No, I agree.
yeah, like
But
that's the
yeah,
threshold.
yeah, yeah. It's
Like
like sports is great. If you made it, you're a pro. I love it. I love you. Sports is amazing. But let's start to garner different abilities and get these different skills to where it's gonna last. It's always like we'll always have it. You know what I mean? We'll always have it, and it'll always and you got injuries, you got it's a lot of stuff like that. But how do you have some kids, my nieces and nephews? How do you how are you gonna coach them for the new jobs that are coming into future? You see, it's a lot of AI, a lot of crypto, blockchain. You got this code. What it's different now. I mean, they could. I know it's nothing wrong with that, but they could just be retail workers, which you may or may. I don't know. I know you want the highest, best version for themselves. So what do you think? How are you going to coach them with this new future, new wave? Because I feel like in a couple years, it's either you're gonna have the skill, or you're just gonna have to accept whatever job life gives you. If you get what I mean.
yeah, you're just gonna have to basically accept if you're not a hands-on parent.
Yeah,
You
or
know,
hands on person.
I
I'm saying hands on
I
person
feel
in
like
general with jobs.
friend,
Like
like for a prime example, you know, my son, we live in two separate households. I'm active in his school, from remote, right? So you sometime if you live in remote, I will have to email the principal, get a hold of your principal, start talking to your principal, get to know him. You know what I mean? See what's going on in academia, right? And then listen, if you like I said, like, if your kids play sports, then cool, but that's not the end all be all. There's other things out there, like the new transition is, you got financing. You know what I mean? Like financing is starting to take off, and it's always will be taking off. You got financing, you got the new evolution of technology that's happening that is still young. And I'm sorry, it priced out our mother. It's going to soon price my generation out if you're not involved in what's going on, if you're not up to date. You know what I mean? So
it's 24/7 with this.
yeah, so your generation is kind of like hands on what's going on in transition. So you guys are going to be like the market makers of the new AI and stuff like that. So
Facts.
the people below you, like my kids, that's the job that's going to be there. You know what I mean? That is going to be the new city job or
Yeah,
the new federal job. You know what I mean? Like those are the jobs. And if you don't know how to position yourself or how to position your kids to get them to where they got to go, or at least guide them to that in that direction, you're just going to be, I'm sorry, you just
you have to
I mean,
accept the
and
job
there's
you
nothing wrong with blue collar jobs.
It's nothing
Nothing, because
wrong with it, but
everybody needs to be a blue collar job. You do need some people that's like, yo, I don't really want to touch nothing. I want to be a cop or a firefighter or a doctor or a lawyer. Those jobs are always going to be open. They're never going to be at full. But as far as like the other jobs that are paying astronomical amount of money, like in the finance and you know like the AI world and stuff like that, those are the jobs that you want to be in, and you got to prepare your kids for those, regardless if they settle for the blue collar jobs. And in both jobs is good, but the way how the housing market is going and stuff like that, it's going to be a renter nation, bro. So even the blue collar work is going to be scarce because they're not going to be paying as much. And in the next 10 years, they probably going to be up for contracts as far as restructuring um, restructuring terms of of a union. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it
I, I
is.
I let him speak on. I don't know too much into that, but facts. I agree.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of restructuring because in 10 years, if prices go up and wages are the same, it's gonna be hell on wheels. You know what I mean? So
And that's why they say you gotta just buy the fear. Buy the fear.
yeah. So
Don't get tricked out your socks. Buy the fear. Invest in yourself. People think that, oh, investing is not everybody. It's not for. It should be for everybody. So you're telling me making your money make more money is not for everybody? I think that's just an excuse that we tell ourselves, and it's like, just buy the fear. I know it's not easy as it sounds, but that's why there's due diligence and homework. We watch TV. We watch we check our screen times. My screen time be high some days, but I'm still actively working and doing things. But imagine a person who's not actively working on an idea or creating or doing something. It's just work and screen time. Work and screen time, work and screen time. At least if you're gonna do screen time, supplement your screen time for information, good information. You know what I mean? Supplement your screen time for like a crypto video, a stock video, or something. Just 10 minutes. Take 10 minutes. I was reading
education.
education,
Yeah.
something. I've been reading this book. It's called Deep Work, and it's the truth. Cal Newport. I think everybody should read this and just. It said it's rules for focused success in a distracted world. It's called Deep Work. A lot of us were all doing shallow work. We're not doing it. Deep work is when there's no, you just straight locked in. You just locked in. You can sit for 2 hours. You see, we just did deep work. We went 51 minutes straight speaking on a specific subject. One take,
I'm
one
I'm
take,
reading this book.
take.
I'm reading this book called Crucial Conversations
Need that deep work and crucial conversations.
because crucial conversations will tell you like it's crucial conversations is deep, bro. Like it's real deep. It gets to the point to where it's like how you need to talk to your kids, how you need to talk to your spouse, how you need to talk to your boss at work, and everybody is always up in arms with passion on how you talk. You know what I mean? And just because you loud, that doesn't mean you winning the conversation. Let,
Facts.
let, let, let me say that for the people in the back. Just because you loud, that doesn't mean you winning the conversation. It doesn't mean that you're right. You know what I mean? Lower your tone and strengthen your argument.
100%.
You
So
know, like yeah,
it's 100%. These are certain things where it's like,
yeah.
that
So
helps you when having a conversations about investing and learning things. Like, you gotta be able to hear out what's going on, see what's going on in the market, see what's going on in the world, actively, like, in a state of like you trying to figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? Because you know what's going on is gonna help you run up a bag, as Anton Daniels say. It's gonna help you. It's all gonna help you. So it's like, that's what you need to do. And this was Higher Ties episode 2. My brother Chris in here joined me. Tricking out your socks. Don't get tricked out your socks. Episode 3 coming. We coming strong. We coming with another one. He'll probably be on for episode 3 too. And we're gonna figure out something. Probably just have him on for most of all the episodes. Stuff
yo,
like
we're gonna be locked in. We're gonna be locked in. You know what I mean? Like something locked in. Maybe we have to get Q as a guest speaker one day and see what's going
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah, 100%. So we just gonna stay locked in that way. Like I said, stay on a high tide, not on a low vibe. High Tides episode 3, High Tides Digital. Everybody stay locked in, tap into the markets, and everyone have a good one.
Yes, sir.